In this video, we're going to talk about why feeling is the missing step to real connection. If you have ever felt numb, not sad, not happy, just empty, then this video is for you. If you look at your life and you wonder where you went, if you move through your days like you're watching them happen to somebody else, if you can't remember the last time you felt anything deeply, this isn't weakness. This isn't failure. This is nervous system adaptation. And in this video, I will show you why we shut down our feelings and what is actually happening to the nervous system when we go numb, and how learning to feel again, gently and safely, changes everything. And not just for you, but for everyone around you. Because feeling is the gateway to real connection with yourself and with everyone around you. So stay with me. My name is Madeline Summers, and this is the feel phase of the Paradise Path. And this is the step that most systems skip. And it's why so many people stay stuck even after they have done everything right. Because without feeling, nothing actually lands. You can have all of the insights, all of the tools, all of the strategies, but if you can't feel, if your body is still shut down, then none of it will reach the place that actually needs the change. So if you've been following the Paradise Path, you know that ground is about safety. It's when your nervous system finally exhales and when survival mode loosens its grip. And feel is what is possible when you're grounded. It's emotional awareness, emotional release, emotional reconnection. You cannot think your way into fulfillment. You have to feel your way there. Today is about understanding, and the next video will be a practice. A gentle awareness and acceptance practice that we will do together. But first, let's understand why all of this matters. I want to share a story with you. When I was 16, I was living in Southern Ontario and I was not in a good place. I didn't have people around me who understood me, people who knew how to support me. I felt alone, misunderstood, like I didn't matter, especially to the people closest to me. My boyfriend and I used to joke every time we got on the highway heading south, let's just go to Niagara Falls. It was about an hour away, something we always talked about, but we never actually did. Until one day we did. We went spontaneously. And when I got out of the car and I walked towards that ledge, the same place that I had stood as a child, I expected to feel awe, wonder, magic. Niagara Falls is one of the most powerful and beautiful sights in the world. Millions of gallons of water crashing over stone, mist rising like something sacred. But this time, I felt nothing. No joy, no sadness, no excitement, just nothing. I stood there looking at something miraculous and I felt completely numb. And at that time in my life, I was lost. I was not where I wanted to be. And I had no idea how to get there. I felt like the world was against me. And I spent so much time depressed, dreaming of a different life, of a way out. But those feelings, they were too big and there was no clear path forward. So my body did the only thing it knew how to do. It shut everything down. I didn't feel because feeling was too much. Numbness wasn't a failure. It was survival, and it worked. I survived. Years later, I found myself in a safer space with people who saw me clearly and who didn't make me feel small. And that is when my body finally felt safe enough to feel again. I started having panic attacks in the middle of the night. The feelings I had buried were starting to come out. So I screamed, I cried, I shook, I held myself. And over again, I whispered, "You're okay. It's going to be okay." With therapy, with shaking, with crying, with screaming, with writing and burning pages, with space, I finally moved what had been stuck. Those feelings still come up sometimes, but now I can recognize them. I can feel them, and I can let them move through me. And because of that, they don't control me anymore. Feeling was not easy, but it was necessary. It is how I found my way back to joy, to freedom, to love, to happiness. I still feel angry, jealousy, grief, sadness, fear, but now I don't fight them. I notice them, I accept them, and I let them move through me. Because emotions are not personal failures or triumphs. They are energy in motion, and energy needs to move or it gets stuck. And this is how we begin to come back to ourselves. So here's some science of feeling and numbness. This is what most people don't understand about emotion. They are biological signals. They are not personality traits. They are not character flaws. They are not something that you choose. They are not something you need to identify with. Emotions are information from your body about what's happening, what you need, and what is safe or unsafe in the environment. There are no good or bad emotions. There is no right or wrong way to feel. Just information. It's just energy. But when emotions are not processed, when they are pushed down or ignored or suppressed, the nervous system becomes overwhelmed and it shifts into shutdown. This is frozen. This is collapse. This is hypoarousal. This is the body saying, if I can't fight and I can't run, I will just stop feeling altogether. Numbness, it's not depression, though they can exist together. Numbness is protective disconnection. It is your body trying to keep you safe from feelings it doesn't think you can handle. And here is what the research shows. 72% of workers share they feel comfortable supporting a coworker's mental health, but 42% still refrain from sharing their mental health concerns. Nearly half, because we have been taught that feeling is weak, that those emotions are unprofessional, and that we should keep it together and push through and stay strong. And I'm not saying you need to have full emotional collapses at work, but shutting them down even when you get home is the problem. And this chronic emotional suppression, this is linked to increased stress, to inflammation, to reduced immune responses. Your body didn't betray you when it shut down. It just adapted. And it tried to protect you the only way that it knows how. But adaptation is not the same as healing. And numbness is not the same as peace. So let me show you what happens when we actually deny our feelings. Unfelt emotions don't disappear. They don't just evaporate. They don't go away just because you ignore them. They accumulate, like water behind a dam, layer after layer after layer until the pressure becomes unbearable. And when the nervous system gets overloaded, when it can no longer hold all of that unfelt energy, it shuts down. Not just pain, not just fear or sadness, everything. Loss of joy, loss of anger, loss of love, loss of desire. Because here's what most people don't realize. When you shut down the pain, you also shut down the pleasure too. You can't selectively numb. You can't say, I'll feel the good stuff, but none of the bad. The nervous system doesn't work that way. It is all or nothing. So when you close the door on grief, you are also closing the door on joy. When you push down fear, you're also pushing down excitement. And when you suppress anger, you're also suppressing passion. This is why people say, I don't feel sad anymore. I just don't feel anything. The numbness worked. It protected you. But now it is keeping you from the very things that make life feel alive. And here's the truth. The way back isn't force. It's permission. Permission to feel. Permission to let the energy move. Permission to be human. Feeling is a full body experience. So here is what you need to understand. Emotions live in the body, not in the mind. You don't think your way through a feeling, you feel your way through it. This is not about forcing positivity. This is not about reliving trauma. This is not about pushing harder or trying to fix yourself. This is about breath. This is about movement, expression, sound. This is about letting your body do what it was designed to do. Release. Sometimes it is stomping your feet or shaking your arms and grounding into the earth. Sometimes it's sighing, long, deep exhales that signal to the body that it is safe to let go. Sometimes it's crying, and not pretty crying, ugly crying, the kind that comes from somewhere deep. Sometimes it's yelling into a pillow, letting that rage out without hurting anybody. Sometimes it is writing everything down and then burning the pages and watching the smoke carry it away. The point, it's not what you do. The point is that you let the energy move. Feeling is release. It's not analysis. It's not understanding. It's not figuring it all out. It's release. It is surrender. Your body actually already knows how to do this. You just have to give it permission. And here's where things get really important. Emotions are relational. We don't feel in isolation. We influence each other's nervous system. When you walk into a room, people feel your energy. They feel whether you are safe or guarded, whether you are open or closed, whether you are present or disconnected. And when you accept your own feelings, when you stop suppressing them and pretending that they're not there, you become safer to be around. Not because you're always happy and not because you don't feel hard things, but because you are real. And real is what creates connection. We don't bond through perfection, we bond through presence, through showing up as we actually are, through letting people see us. Not just the highlight reel, but the whole messy, beautiful human truth. When you honor your feelings, you teach others how to honor theirs. When you give yourself permission to feel, you give others permission to. This is where real intimacy begins. Not in the moments where everything is fine, but in the moments where you let someone see you when you're not fine and you don't pretend to be. That's connection. And that's what we're all craving. Not more performance, but more presence. But here is why this is so hard, okay? Society discourages feeling. Not explicitly, nobody comes out and says, don't feel, But the message is everywhere. Be productive, be professional, keep it together. Don't be too much. Don't be too emotional. Stay calm, stay positive, stay in control. Feelings slow us down. And capitalism doesn't profit from slowness. It profits from speed, from efficiency, from people who keep moving no matter what. Disconnection is convenient for systems that need you to keep producing, keep consuming, keep performing. But here's the thing, disconnected humans, they don't thrive. They burn out. They get sick. They break down. And the system profits from your numbness, but you don't. Your body doesn't. Your relationships don't. Your life doesn't. So this decision to feel, this choice to honor your emotions instead of suppressing them, it's not selfish. It is self-preservation. It's reclaiming your humanity in a world that benefits from you forgetting that you have one. So what does the feel phase give you? What actually changes when you learn how to feel? What happens when you stop fighting your emotions and you start moving with them? Everything. With emotional awareness, you recognize emotions sooner, before they build up, before they overwhelm you, before they shut you down. You process them faster because you're not adding layers of resistance on top of the feeling itself. You're just letting it be what it is. And then it moves, it releases, it stops controlling you. You stop being afraid of your own anger, of your own fear, of your own sadness, because you know now these are just sensations, just energy, it's just information. You don't have to avoid them. You can move through them. You can feel them. And on the other side, there's space, there's freedom, there's clarity. Feeling doesn't weaken you, it frees you. So in the next video, we are going to do a gentle awareness and acceptance practice together. Not forcing, not analyzing, just noticing, just allowing, just being with what is. This is how we come back to ourselves. Ground, feel, glow, create, and rise. This is the Paradise Path, and you are exactly where you're meant to be. Feeling is not the problem. Avoiding feeling is. And now you have permission to stop avoiding, to let yourself be human, to let the energy move. This is how we come back to ourselves. This is how we come back to each other. Welcome back to your return to paradise.